Hey guys, George here from the F1 Chronicle, and the Austrian Grand Prix is coming up, so here are some fast facts ahead of the race. So I need to shout out f1destinations.com for this list of facts on the circuit and the race as a whole. Very handy, great job guys. But yeah, let's go into some of these fast facts. Let's see how many you know that before I actually read them out. Niki Lauda is the only Austrian driver to have ever won his home race. He did this in 1984, the year he took his third and final World Championship with McLaren. Lauda also took 3 pole positions at the Österreich Ring, which is the old name for this track. It was a very different layout back then, a lot longer, and then it became the A1 ring because of sponsorship reasons in 1997 when he came back on the calendar. Now it's known as the Red Bull Ring, but the circuit is essentially the same layout as it's been ever since 97. But of course, the layout from the 60s, 70s, and 80s is still well regarded as one of the best in F1 history. In 2021, Max Verstappen set a new record for the most Formula 1 wins in Austria. He claimed his 4th victory in the country at the 2021 Austrian Grand Prix. Alain Prost held the former record for the most Austrian Grand Prix wins, having taken his 3rd Austrian Grand Prix victory in 1986. And of course, Max Verstappen now has 5 victories in Austria because he won again in 2013. But obviously, one of those victories was at the Styrian Grand Prix. But Verstappen still holds the record for the most wins at the Austrian Grand Prix with 4 overall. And that is also 4 in the last 6 years. So he's very good around here, which you would expect given that he's driving a Red Bull car. The track length at the Red Bull Ring is a short one, and that often leads to very tight qualifying sessions. 7 of the last 11 pole positions at the track have been decided by less than a tenth of a second. So you can expect a very close qualifying session again on Friday and Saturday, because there's a sprint weekend. So there's sprint qualifying on Friday and regular qualifying on Saturday. I've already done a video covering the differences between a regular qualifying and sprint qualifying in another video. And if you also want to see the best Austrian drivers to ever compete in Formula 1, I have done another video about that also on this channel. David Coulthard finished as runner-up at the Austrian Grand Prix on 4 consecutive seasons between 97 and 2000. And he finally won the actual event himself the following year in 2001. Rolf Stommelmann took the only podium finish of his F1 career at the Austrian Grand Prix in 1970. He finished 3rd, having started 17th on the grid, the furthest back grid position a podium finish has ever come from at this track. But obviously back then it was the Österreich Ring, it's a very different track. The 1976 Austrian Grand Prix was the last F1 race in which a female driver competed in. The race marked Leo Lombardi's 12th and final race appearance, in which she finished in 12th position. Lombardi, interestingly, is the only woman to ever score a point in Formula 1, albeit half a point because the race distance was reduced at the Spanish Grand Prix in, I want to say, 1975, but that's just off the top of my head. Despite not winning in Austria since 1982, Ford-powered cars have the most wins here of any engine cars, with 9 victories in total between 1972 and 1982. Obviously, back then, the Ford Cosworth was the engine of choice for pretty much everybody on the grid who wasn't in a Ferrari. From his 10 Austrian Grand Prix appearances, Riccardo Patrese finished the race only twice. He has more non-finishes here than any other driver. Of course, Formula 1 back then, the cars were very unreliable, and I believe Patrese had a pretty spectacular accident, right? It might have been Cesaris back in the day, but yeah, not a good hunting ground for him back in the day either way. Despite being the quickest lap to complete on the current calendar with the 2020 pole time just under 63 seconds, the Red Bull Ring is actually the 4th shortest track on the schedule after Mexico, Monaco and Brazil. Surprisingly, Mexico having a shorter lap than Austria. Who would have guessed that? I definitely wouldn't. But yeah, there we go guys, there are some fast facts. Thank you to f1destinations.com for these, very much appreciated. And yeah, let us know your favourite Austrian Grand Prix fact if I've not said one of them in the comments below. And also, for much more content throughout the Austrian Grand Prix weekend, keep it here on the f1chronicle.com.